we've had a fantastic response to our Zoom cook along for kids, because for me the love of food starts at home. When you're a child cooking with your mum or dad or whoever you cook with, that's when the love of food starts. So my thanks to Board Bia. First of all, I'm going to explain how it works. If you go onto the Board Bia website, just log in and then you can be one of the lucky winners. We've had over 1,000 requests for some of the cook-alongs, which is fantastic. So I'll tell you how it works. It's very simple. I'm going to make a recipe from the booklet. So we have 3 different rotating menus. Every young chef, budding chef, gets this beautiful apron here. So that's, and then they get a certificate, their name on it too. And then we send out one of the recipe booklets. So what I'm going to make for you today is these lovely pork meatballs with a nice kind of fragrant curry sauce, which is very, very simple. So this is the way the booklet comes. It's very easy to explain. We usually do 2 recipes. For one of the cook-alongs, we'll do the soup, the porridge bread, and then the pork meatballs. So I'm going to show you how to make the pork meatballs. So and we'll post the recipe too. So first thing we're going to do is make the meatballs, and then we'll get our sauce on. So we will. So it's very simple. I already have one done because it takes about 20 odd minutes or thereabouts to cook it out. So when you're looking for your really nice, good quality pork, you're looking for this logo here. The quality assured. So it's from Irish farmers. That's so important. And you're looking for kind of like a nice kind of like a lean pork mince, which that's what we have there. And it's very, very simple. We're going to chop a little bit of coriander, or you can use parsley. We're going to put a little bit of curry powder into it, or curry paste. You can use curry powder. This is coriander here, and this is a great little tip for you when you're keeping herbs, is to put a little bit of tissue over that. So I'm going to chop some of this in here, and we're going to mix this all together. So these are super easy. They can be made ahead, they can be frozen, and you can actually make them into burgers. So when we're chopping herbs, first thing we're going to do is roll it all up. We're going to use a nice big knife. I'm putting it into a nice big bowl there, so you have plenty of room. So curve your fingers, and then you're going to chop this now. Using stalk and all. Some people love coriander, some people don't. So if you don't like it, you can use basil. You can put a little bit of pesto. So you can mix it up. Don't be afraid. You can put a bit of chili in there. But I think with the curry paste, there definitely is enough going on. So just chop it nice and rustic, we'll say. Okay. So that's that there, done. Then into this, we're going to put a little bit of grated ginger. So I'm going to use my grater here. So watch the fingers, put it onto the bowl, and we're going to grate this. We peel the ginger, I should have said that. So a wee tip for you when you're peeling ginger is that you can wrap it in cling film when it's peeled and store it into your freezer and take it out. But don't forget when you're taking it out of the freezer to remove the cling film. You have been warned. Okay, so spoons, keep it in there. I'll keep the rest there because we're going to use this for the sauce. We're going to put in some garlic, 1 clove of garlic just crushed. So there's lots of lovely flavour in the actual meatball. So scrape this right down here. Okay. Now, 1 egg, like so. And then this is the red curry paste, and it's from Thai Gold. And they're a lovely Irish company, and they're based down in Wexford. They're absolutely fantastic. So this is the red curry paste. So I'm going to put in 1 large spoonful in here, and then our breadcrumbs go in. So these are just some ciabatta breadcrumbs. Honestly, the easiest way for this is to get your hands in there. So we'll preheat our pan. Okay, and we're going to get our hands in. It's the easiest. You can wear gloves. You know, they're blue because if they fall in there, obviously your whole glove's not going to fall in, but you can see it, and that's why. Just get your hands in there. This is the easiest. Kind of do it like this. Mix it up, combining everything together. So you're combining the breadcrumbs. And it sometimes is lovely to just get your hands in there and just feel what you're actually doing. So I'll just turn down that pan. And then we're going to shape these. And then we're going to pan fry them. It's as easy as that. There's nothing difficult about this recipe. It's very, very simple, so it is. So just push that in there. Now Claire will have a nice little look at that there. Good moment. And then what we're going to do then is we're going to shape these. So shape them just with your hand. If you want to be really particular, you can use a potato scoop, but to be honest with you, I don't. Because we're going to cook them in the sauce. And we're going to put them onto the pan here. So just kind of shaping them. So see the way I'm curving my hands. Sometimes a tip is a little bit of water just in your fingers like that. And then we're going to literally seal these in, and then we're going to start our sauce. So always after you make these, you can pop them into the fridge if you want to. You can pop them into the freezer, but usually what we do is just seal them off, but wash your hands after this. So I'm going to do that in a moment. So just literally give them, just kind of shaping them there. You probably allow 2 or 3. It really depends on the size that you actually make them. Okay, so we're nearly there, and make sure we have them kind of even size. So we do. Okay, that goes there. Now, Perfect, and that's the last one. So we're going to bring this over and we're going to literally pop it onto the pan. So we've turned up the pan and I'll put a little bit of oil in this. So I have a nice non-stick pan. You can hear that sizzle. I hope you can hear that. Okay, pop this on here. So they're a nice generous size. What did I get there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now wash your hands and then we just seal them in. Just give your hands a really good wash, and that's really important when you're doing that. So Claire's just zooming in there, just getting a nice shot of it. So she is. Now, lovely. Okay. So what we're going to do next, everyone, we're going to make our sauce. So just literally give these. I'll actually move them on to the bigger ring here. So I will. Now let's get them. So a nice hot pan. So the sauce, what we're going to do is a little bit of oil into the actual pot. And then we're going to start our sauce. This is so simple, and the sauce can be made ahead. We're going to put some nice pepper into this. We'll show you to do that. We're going to put some kale at the end. We're going to put some coconut cream. I'll explain the difference in coconut milk and coconut cream and tomatoes, and then our curry. So we are. So when you're chopping this here, guys, just using the same knife, what you do, you can, this probably some people might find this a little bit easier to do it like this. Just kind of remove that, and then we cut it into nice big kind of cubes. Watch the fingers. So you can use red, green or yellow peppers if you want. Okay. So same for this. And then just remove this core. So that's the core. You just literally take that out there. So you do. And then we're going to remove this. And then just be careful with this now. Just that white membrane there. You don't have to be too particular about this. I'm using red. You can use yellow. You can use green. So we're going to start this now into the pot. Another bit more oil. I'm going to put some oil onto the pan. I nearly forgot. And then just give it a shake. And then what we'll do is we'll just literally flip these over. Just turn them over so you're kind of sealing them in. See that lovely colour? Okay, you can do this with a tongs or a spoon, whatever you're comfortable with. Gorgeous. And see the way it's caramelized there, if you can see that there. That's gorgeous. The smell of these. And these make a great burger. You know, with brioche buns or a regular kind of burger bap. So you can make them ahead. I think pork for me and pork mince is so versatile. It really is. It's very flavoursome, and particularly when you get all these lovely flavours into the actual mince, or into the meatball, should I say. Now in goes the pepper. Again, we're going to grate some ginger. So we're just going to watch the fingers when you're doing this. You're going to grate this, and this is going to go in here. It's a really simple sauce, this. But the whole thing is cooking the meatballs. I don't want to cook them in the pan. I want to cook them in that sauce. I think that's the beautiful thing about this. And that Thai Gold products, they're absolutely brilliant. So our ginger is in there, everyone. We're going to put in more of our curry paste. So that's the Thai red curry paste. You can do this with the green if you want. So we're going to put in 3 large spoonfuls of that. We love this, like my twins Connor and Lucia love this, and it's not too hot, it's not too spicy, but at the same time there's a bit of a kick, and that's what you want. So I'm happy with them. I'm going to switch them off. I'm going to stir this around here. We're just combining everything. Oh my god. And then we're going to put a can of tomatoes in there, guys. Full can. And we just stir this. So they're the San Marzano tomatoes that we're using. So we have our peppers in there. And I just want to mix through that lovely curry paste. So I said to you I was going to explain the difference in coconut milk and coconut cream. So coconut cream is sieved coconut milk. It's thicker, it's richer. You'll see it now when I take it out of the can, how really thick and creamy it is. And this is from Thai Gold. Look at that. So if you can't get that, you can use that. Don't worry about that. There's no difference. With the coconut cream, it's just a little bit thicker. So we're just going to put the full can in here. Okay. I love it. You'll always get a little bit of water. All our products are organic. And it's wonderful again to be supporting Irish companies and Irish farmers. I think that's very important, and that's one thing we're trying to get across for our young chefs. The great farming community that we have, you know, whether it's producing dairy or some really nice meat, it's just fabulous. So it is. We have great food in Ireland, thank God. Okay, so I switched off the pan. I'm just going to literally put in the meatballs. Just lift them out. They are raw, they're not cooked, okay? And you cook them in this, and the key is getting the lid on this. So I'll just move this out of the way, we'll put the lid on it, and then I have already one done. So you've sealed it off there on both sides. Spread them out. You can make them smaller. I made them nice and generous. It's because I'm from Cavan. And it's not because I have a big mouth. Okay, Claire? And then we're just going to mix that through. Now I'll move that out of the way. Okay. All right. Lid goes on this. I think this is, by looking at this, we're going to let this come to the boil. We're going to let this simmer. We need to coat this now with this lovely sauce. And I already, as I say, I have one done. So I can move it, if you don't mind, over here to a lower ring. We're playing musical chairs. This is one here I'm going to show you now in a minute. But the key is for me putting the lid on it. So if you use the skillet pan, you can use a casserole pot for this. And this is one that we just literally made maybe half an hour ago before we've done this video here. So you bring it to the boil and you let it simmer. And simmer means a lovely kind of slow bubble. So this is what we have here. I'm going to show you this. So there are the meatballs. That's the sauce. It's cooked down. We're going to put in some lovely kale. So you could use some broccoli, whatever vegetables are in season, and a little bit of lemon. So this is some kale. It's called a Tuscan kale, and we grow this in our garden. You'll get this also from your local vegetable shop. And literally all I'm going to do, guys, I'm just going to pop it in. You leave it whole like that. Just make sure it's clean. We just give it a quick wash, and we're going to wilt it. Now you can do this with spinach, I should have said. So some lovely Irish spinach. Very important when you're cooking. What's the most important thing? Good ingredients and cleaning. Claire's nodding her head. So we're going to let that just bubble away there just for a moment. And then what we're going to do is we're going to serve this up with some rice. So we let this cook out, guys, just literally for a minute or two. Using the spatula, kind of just stir this down here. I'm going to finish it with a little bit more chopped coriander. And then it's ready to go. So you must make sure that the pork is cooked through. That's so important. And we're using that lovely quality assured Irish pork in this recipe. Now, a little bit of salt. So see the way that's wilted there, Claire? If you just go in there and just have a look at that, gorgeous. And it's not too runny either, the sauce, if you can see that. It's cooked out. So that's the coconut cream, everyone. It's a little bit thicker, but don't panic if you can't get it. Or what I would recommend is you use the coconut milk and just cook it a little bit longer. So we're more or less ready. Again, a little bit of coriander. Squeeze a lemon, nearly forgot. And then we're ready to serve up. Usually with rice, you can use potatoes, whatever you want. Actually, do you know what I'll do? I'll actually pick the coriander this time. And I'll just literally sprinkle it like that into it, instead of chopping it. You could use basil. We have lovely basil there, just a lovely little plant. Again, that's grown in Ireland. So these cook-alongs have, shall we say, been very, very popular. We've had a lot of fun, and it's great, as I say, to get young children into the kitchen and cooking. We tried to pick very, very user-friendly recipes that everyone can enjoy and the family can be fed. That's really, really important. And cooking from a young age, that's so important. A little squeeze of lemon, or you can use lime. Give this one more mix here, and that's it ready, guys. We're ready to serve up. So I just want to show you, if you don't mind, just how you test when the pork, I'll get a little flat plate over here, when the pork is cooked. And I'll just get a little meatball. This will be my dinner. And we just literally split that open and it's cooked through. So that's really, really important that it is cooked through. So remember, just when you're looking for your pork, this is the logo there. They're really lovely. If you're buying chicken, if you're buying beef, particularly pork mince, that's what you're looking for, the Borbia quality mark. Okay, we're going to serve up. I'm going to switch that off. We've cooked a little bit of rice. So just a little bit of rice there, and we're going to serve this up. Just going to get a spoon and then just kind of mix this up. So a little bit of basmati rice, just literally place it onto the plate. You can serve it separately. There's no kind of particular way of serving this, but I just think it's really, really nice. And then our meatballs. So bring over your plate. I think you need 3 of them. Getting hungry now. And that lovely, lovely kale. 1, 2, 3, lift it up. Perfect. Now, guys, and the last thing is just a little bit, so good, toasted flaked almonds, and there we have it. That is our pork meatballs with that lovely rice and that lovely fragrant curry sauce. So enjoy it, and thank you so much, everyone.